It's showtime with Showtime for Shred Fitness over here. Size, growth, get big. All right, so it is February 12th. I can't believe I remembered the date. I usually forget everything like that. So it's a beautiful sunny day outside for February. This is badass. This is like freaking summer or spring out here, right? Um, just pulled over. I've been keeping my word, right? I don't drive and film anymore. Okay, don't want any more tickets. And I just got pulled over. I didn't even get a ticket for it, but I guarantee they're gonna give me a ticket the next time, right? So I got to be a man of my word. I got to man up and not drive and videotape same time, even though it's if you look at this, this is a lot more going on over here, right? You're pushing all these buttons, and it's supposedly hands free. Whereas when I would do the driving, it would be like over here, over here. I would just plan it, and then I would just not pay attention. I was, do the road. But it is what it is. The law is the law, and I get it, and I respect that. So what we're doing now is just grabbing some growth foods from here at Mickey D's. I don't know if you can even tell where we're at. I don't know if you can see the golden arches over there, but getting some growth food, and that's the goal for the day. Eat, sleep, rest, train clients, relax, and that's about it. So for this day, it's not a whole lot of crazy shit. It's just a matter of enjoying the day, relaxing, enjoying this great sunshine and everything else. Uh, I gotta shave this shit off, man. I hate having a beard. It's not a good look for me, and but that's besides the point. So the most important thing is just enjoying you guys' day, getting in the gym, going to work, taking care of your kids, whatever it is you guys got going, sticking to your guys' plan. Whether you bulk, you chop, you're just trying to get in health and fitness. If you're not following the plan, expect to maybe not have quite the results you want. Okay, I'm not trying to be a downer here or negative. I'm just being honest. That's just life, right? And if you guys have your times where sometimes you follow it, sometimes you don't. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, right? You're gonna get really good results probably if you do what you're supposed to do, and if you don't, good luck, right? So this guy, Patrick, uh, Bet David, his name. I don't think I pronounced it correctly, but the dude's badass. We need more guys like that. He is helping the sport of bodybuilding a lot. And a great interview. I mean, he's interviewed a lot of really great athletes. He's interviewed Sammy the Bull. He's also interviewed Jordan Belfort and a lot of the top athletes, including the seven-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath. He's interviewed Sean Ray. He's interviewed Dorian Yates, Flex Wheeler. He's interviewed a bunch of people from the Italian families, right? Um, Michael Francini. Probably butchered that name too. I'm horrible with names. Horrible. Um, Different people who worked for the Gambino family. Just a bunch of very famous people, nice Italian families, and he's been on the ball with a lot of stuff, and so he's got a lot of connects, right? And so the best thing we can do right now is capitalize, like I was saying last night, capitalize on this sport of bodybuilding, right? Especially when we got a guy in our corner who has, and this is just amazes me. I respect the guy even more because he's not a bodybuilder, Yet he understands sport. He's fascinated by it, and he understands it, and that's huge because when you have somebody who can promote you because he can understand you, he can get other people to understand you, right? Or in the sport and all that stuff. And it would just be neat to see it go mainstream, like football, like basketball, like baseball, like the UFC. to where people are actually paying attention to it and respecting it, right? And not just thinking it's a drug sport. I don't know why everybody thinks that bodybuilders do drugs when only some do and some don't, right? And there's no more people that do it in our sport than any other sport, okay? The football players do it. Some of them do, some of them don't, right? But probably about the same percentage as bodybuilders. And the same thing with all the other sports. Baseball players, basketball players, tennis, golf, you name it, there's peds out there for them, and then there's athletes who take it because the elite athletes, some of them try to take that to another level, and some of them don't. Period. We shouldn't be the ones punished for it, right? When we're not doing anything anybody else isn't doing, okay? And that's what the negative stigma is, and that's just because when you get larger than life people out there, they go, well, you get a little guy like John Fitch, who was always talking about how he would never do it. He would dog on everybody who didn't pass their drug test and talk bad about them, call them cheaters, and then he pops positive. I don't have any problem with, whether you're being natural or not, but I don't like people calling out other athletes and dogging on them, and especially when you're gonna fucking pretend to be this fucking fake natty and not be one, Nothing against John Fitch, fucking one of the greatest athletes in the world, which I don't understand why he dogs on people. He's fucking, he's one of the best out there, and nothing but, massive respect for the guy. Other than, and not because he lied, that's just, you got to do that, right? And that because they test for it. So you have to lie and say that you're natural, or you're just going to be kicked out of the federation or suspended until you can piss clean. So I get that it's political. You got to play by the rules, right? But to go out of his way to say it was natural, then on top of that, dog other people when they weren't, or when they got popped, to call them cheaters, and that was bullshit. He shouldn't have done that. Not when he's not clean, right? Especially, and even classy guys a lot of times who are clean won't call out, and it's already an embarrassment to this athlete to get popped, right? So they don't need to be freaking dogging on him and kicking a man when he's down and shit, right? Especially when you're one of the top in the world like that. You already hold your own. You already maybe beat the guy or whatever. You might already be a level above him. Whether you are or you're at, it's just like, just I don't know. I'm sure a lot of it comes down to politics that way too. It's that whole shit talking deal. They probably get a kick out of it, backstage or behind the scenes or whatever. But yeah, this Patrick, getting back to him, is he's something else, and he's an expert in his field. You can totally tell because, I don't have any experience interviewing anybody, but this guy, you can just tell. Except for when I would go around with one of the first people with a camera, like in the '90s and shit, those jumbo ones. You got I'm talking about the ones that are almost as big as you are, and you got to throw it up over your shoulder. I was always walking around with the video camera when almost nobody had them. Making vids and documenting shit. Way before there was social media and stuff. Boy, fuck, I don't know how to interview people. You talk to them, you go throw the camera in their faces, you go, fuck out of here, right? People don't like to be fucking put on spot. So I used to do that to people all the time. But I don't have any interview skills, And you see Patrick sitting back behind the scenes, and he's all, listening, and he's nodding his head the whole time. He's engaged. He diffuses people if they start to come up with the defensive mechanism, and it brings them right back down. Even Sean Ray and all the people out there, athletes, business owners, CEOs of companies, members who have worked with the Gambino family, all these other people who should be hotheads, and MMA fighters like Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell and all these other people who might pop off, and top bodybuilders, and nobody had any issues with them. Nobody argued with them. And it was almost the whole way through Sean Ray was fighting this guy the whole way through. I felt bad for him, but I was also impressed with the way he diffused Sean Ray, and he would bring him down, and he would compliment him when he was starting to get amped up, and he pulled it off. It was a very successful interview and very fascinating. I watched the whole 2 hours, and 9 minutes. So it was.